Don't know what you're saying. You're flying higher than a plane.
Hey guys, it's me Jocelyn. So today I'm going to be explaining the basics of alight motion, how to use it, what everything is. So yeah, let's just get into the video. This video is quite obviously for beginners, but if you came here and you already know how to use it, hi. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to come to this home page, and it has all the information about all the updates on alight motion. And even has some tutorials right here if you want to go and watch those. And these three lines right here, they take you to project sorting. Yours might look different if you have an Android, but this is just what mine looks like. So you have date, name. You can sort your projects. You'll get what projects are in a second. I just turned on my touches, which are these things right here that I'm moving around. And then it has the about. You can read all that, whatever you need to do. Okay. And then yeah, okay, so now that's the home page. It shows you all the new updates and all the new effects that come with the updates. Okay, and then it also has a tutorials tab where it gives you so many tutorials on how to mask and stuff, like new transitions and everything. And I think this is really helpful because it's just like, it's great for beginners, you know what I mean? Because like I never knew how to do this before because this wasn't here. Then I have a ton of tutorials when I first started using alight motion last summer. So yeah. Okay, and then you go to projects, which you're not going to have any if you're just starting and you just downloaded the app, but I already have a ton because I use alight motion like every day. And then you go to elements. Elements are just things that you make and save for later if you want to use them later. So yeah. So now, what to do to start your project, you want to hit this plus right here, and that's going to bring you to project, and then it gives you all the orientations that you're going to make your edit in, gives you the resolution, highly recommend 1080p, 60 frames per second, and a black background if you want. You can do white, light gray, or transparent, and you can name it. I'm just going to title this tutorial because this is a tutorial, and once again, elements, you can just save it, you know what I mean? So then you're going to go ahead and create project. Now it's going to take you to this page where you have all these tons of shapes, which I will probably explain how to do in another video. Freehand drawing, vector drawing, and text. Text is just to add text onto a photo. And these right here are for like masking. This one's for masking right here. This one is just for freehand drawing, doing whatever you want. And then you go to elements, all your saved elements, but you probably won't have any right now because you're a beginner. Then you have all the audios in your phone's like storage device, and then you have image and video. Now this is where you're gonna get all of your pictures from and everything, so let's just get into it. What you wanna do is add in your photo. I'm sorry, that was not a good explanation. 1 second, let me go back and do it in 1.1, okay. So now what you want to do is you want to go on to image and video, and then you might have certain tabs like where everything is. I'm going to go on to Pixar, and then I'm going to tap the photo that I want to use, and then I'm going to hit the plus. Now there's these different options. There's a speed control, which if you have an Android it doesn't work yet, like for videos or like stuff like that, but hopefully they'll patch that so it can work. Then you have these little trimming buttons. This right here trims off, oh, I did not mean to do that. This right here trims off one part of the photo, like the beginning. This one right here splits the photo in half, and this one right here trims off the other part of the photo. Okay, so these arrows right here take you from the beginning to the end of your edit or project that you're gonna do. This is just a play button, obviously. This is to add little marks whenever you have like an audio that you want it to be on beat with, and this is to select all your layers. And this is to also copy a layer if you want to paste it later, or to duplicate, which is duplicating the photo. Okay, so now that I basically explained to you how that works, what you want to do, sorry if I'm talking so fast, I know I should try to be a little bit like calmer in these, but you know, okay. So next thing you can do is you can hit save to my elements, which I already explained those. You can flip it horizontally or vertically, depending on what you want to do. Then you have, here, I'm going to just zoom mine out real quick. I'll get into the zooms in a few seconds. But what you want to do right now is if it says fit screen, so that means it's going to fit the whole screen, or fill screen. I usually use fill screen because it works better. Or you can do stretch to screen, but I'm just going to do fill screen for this moment. Okay, so now what I want to do is show you how to do a transition. So what you want to do is you want to cut your photo right where it says 1 second has gone by, I'm going to duplicate mine. You shouldn't do this because you're probably going to have another picture. I'm just going to not do that for the sake of this video. So yeah, okay. Let's move this up. If you want to move layers on top of each other, just hold down on the side and then just bring it above and then let go. It's really simple that way. So what you want to do now is tap on the photo and then tap on effects, and let me tell you about this. This is the information about stuff that you can do that I already explained. Border and shadow is mostly used for text, but it can work in photos, but this is just more for text. It just adds on a shadow to your text pretty much. Color and fill, you can change the color, or you can fill a photo with a certain color, you know? Okay. This one is just for the photos. This is for gradients. This is for just colors, and this is just kind of pointless, but yeah. So blending and opacity, you have all your different like blendings that you can do. So if you have like a certain type of photo, like if you have like an overlay, you would usually do light in and then screen, but you can just blend it in any way you want. Mine isn't working right now because I don't have any certain special things going on with it, but yeah. Then you have edit points, which just move your photo any way you want. I might actually have to use those later. Okay, we're just gonna forget I said anything. Okay. Okay. So now move and transform. Just move your photo around, and I'll explain what keyframes are in a minute. But what you want to do is you want to go into effects and then add effect. Now you have all these different categories: drawing, color and light, blur, procedural, distortion and warp, 3D, move and transform, repeat, matte, mask and key, opacity, visibility, edge, and other. So what is in all these, you're asking? Okay, so in drawing there's CMYK halftone dots. Those are just dots. Drawing progress, which you can adjust when the drawing starts and when it ends, like on the drawing itself. Halftone dots, but these are amazing for like if you're doing an aesthetic type edit. Halftone lines, and then stroke color. That's just in the drawing category. And color and light has all these different options that you can do for colorings, and blur has all these types of blurs, and this has like some really fun effects. The only like thing you'll do for a transition in here is mostly just stripes. And distortion and warp is going to be your best friend whenever you're using alight motion. So what you want to do is you want to scroll down all the way to the bottom and hit tiles. Now you want to select mirror, and then you want to go to move and transform. And now you have all these on the side. What you want to do is you want to go to this square with an arrow inside of it, and then you want to tap this diamond with a plus in it. That is called a keyframe. These like are a hint of like positions when they start and when they end. Now you want to add one at the very beginning unless you're doing more than one transition. I'm going to show you how to do more than one really quickly. So what you want to do is like if you're going to have a transition in front of this, like this is like zooming out. Completely disregard this part, guys, because I'm not going to teach you how to do this just yet. So now that that is a transition out, what you want to do is like this is how you add more than one transition. You only make the keyframes from the beginning to where you want it to stop at, and then you go to another part like the end of the photo-ish and add another 2 keyframes, and then you can zoom it in if you want. By zooming it in, you just tap the diamond with a plus in it, and then you just scroll until it's zoomed in as much as you want it to be, and then you just tap on it whenever you want it to stop. Now what you absolutely need to do is go in between the keyframes. What I mean is just like go in between them like this. Just scroll until you're not on them specifically, and then go to this graph right here. What you want to do is you have a whole bunch of different options. I would do a whole video on these because these are really complicated. Definitely not for beginners, so yeah. So this is just the basic straight graph. Or you could do this graph right here, which is amazing, which is the most basic one if you do it like this. There's this one, which is used for mostly like the end of your transitions. You're going to pull it up and then pull this one closer to it. Or this one, which can be used for either this graph or this graph. Wait. Okay, so I'm just going to show you the most basic one. You want to hold down on this one and then pull it down and then pull this one closer to that one. That's the most basic one. Then you just want to tap on the screen and then hold down on this like diamond on it, like keyframe, and put it all the way to the end. So look, it's like zooming out and then it's about to zoom in, just like that. Now on your photo, what you want to do is go back onto effects, add effect, distortion and warp, all the way down, tiles, and then hit mirror. Then go back onto move and transform with the square with the arrow in it. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to tap the diamond with the plus in it again. Put one at the beginning, scroll all the way to the end or to the middle. It depends on if you're going to do one or more transitions in the photo. And then put one at the end. Okay, and then go back to your first one. And this time you're not going to want to zoom it this way. You're going to zoom it out like this, because that's what a real zoom out and zoom in transition is. Then remember, go in between the keyframes, go to the graph, and then go to this one right here, and then just pull it up and pull this one closer. And yeah, that's how you do like 2 transitions in one. The only reason mine looks so weird right now is because I showed you like a certain type of graph. But yeah, if you want, I can do a video going into very in-depth for people, like how to use transitions and stuff. But that's pretty much it for the transition part. Now graphs, I have a whole entire video dedicated to graphs. They are a lot to deal with within themselves. So I highly recommend that you watch that video after this one, because this one is not going to be helpful for graphs in general. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. What to do to save something on alight motion. Now you want to go to this little wheel, wheel, and then the frame rate. Okay, so you have different frame rates. You range all the way from 12, which makes your edit super laggy and like gives it that weird laggy effect or look, and then you have 15, which is the same, and where it's going to start getting better, your edit is going to be at 30, but I highly recommend using 60 frames per second if you want a high definition edit. Remember, you can change your background if you want. To save your edit, you need to tap this right here, the square with the arrow at the top, not where it is, and you have all these different settings that you can use. You can just export it as the picture that it is. This is for using QR codes, so if you don't have the pro version, you can't unfortunately save them as QR codes. You can do an image sequence, a GIF, or a video. I'm just going to do it in a video. You can choose your resolutions all the way up or all the way down, full, reduced, or low. And I use H.264.avc. That's just what I use. And then you just go ahead and tap export. Now what it's going to do is it's going to let you preview it before you can save it. So do this, and then it just shows you the transition. And then you're just going to go ahead and either click save or share. And if you share it, you can share it to anybody that you want. It gives you all these messages and all these options. So yeah, that's pretty much how to use alight motion and the basics of it. I really hope this video helped you out. It's a bit rushed, but I also have 2 other videos on how to use it that are a little bit more calmer than this one, and I'm not talking as fast. But yeah, thank you guys for watching today's video. If you liked it, please give it a like and subscribe, or don't, it doesn't really matter, and comment down below any tutorial requests that you may have. And yeah.
I was hanging with you, and then I realized I didn't think it was true. I was surprised when I found out I'd fallen for you.